Well, it's Memorial Day weekend, often considered to be the kickoff to the summer grilling season. Though you can grill in any kind of weather, you might be looking for new techniques as you fire up that grill. And in studio with us, Greg and Christina Gardbo. They're the owners of Chicago Culinary Kitchen with the best ideas to help you with your barbecue. And good morning. First of all, you have to tell us a little bit about Chicago Culinary Kitchen for those people who aren't familiar with you.
Thank you for having us, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Well, we're only open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and we're only open for 3 hours each of those days from 11 to 2.
That's it.
That's it.
11 to 2.
We time everything to be done right at 11 o'clock, so it's as fresh as you can get it. And when we run out, it's gone.
3 hours, and you've got lines out the door, right?
Starting probably around 10, 10:30, depending on the weather. We've seen some diehards out there in the snow before, so good
First person in line gets a free beer.
Okay. Well, you know, you're very highly regarded for the work you do, and that's why we wanted to have you in here. And you brought a tiny little piece of meat here with you.
Yeah.
This is a brisket. A lot of people don't see it in this kind of form here.
This is a certified Angus beef brisket, and this particular brisket, this is a full packer. But you can get these anywhere. It's not a problem. What we're going to do with this actually is trim this down so that when we put it in, it's a little more aerodynamic, and the smoke and heat will roll over it really nicely this way.
Okay, so where do we start?
Basically, we're just going to trim some of this off. Like I said, we're going to try to make this as aerodynamic as possible. So we're going to move some pieces around here.
So it's not enough just to have smoke going over it. You want the airflow to be a certain way.
We do, because that's also what's going to help us have this cook much more even along our cook here. So we're just going to remove some of this fat off of this, because no matter how long we try and cook this for, it won't render no matter what we do.
Okay, and you don't want too much fat there because you won't develop the exterior you want to see, right?
Correct. So we also are going to cook this, we're going to cook this for approximately, this is going to be about an 18-hour cook.
Wow.
It's going to be slow and slow. We want to cook this at about 200 degrees. And we want to probe the inside here. There's two different muscle groups to here. This is the flat, and this is the point right here. This is known as the fattier end, and this is more lean end.
So how do you get it to even out like that if part of it's really thick?
That's the key behind, or the hard part about cooking the brisket is to make it even. So we'll probe this in two different points. So we'll first start out on the flat end, and we'll probe it. You need a probe. You have to have that. That's really important. Once we get this to a temperature of 165, then we'll take this and wrap this in something called peach paper.
Okay.
If you can't find it, Amazon has it anywhere. It's really easy to find. Then we're going to wrap the brisket. We're going to put it back in again. Now we're going to probe it up in here into the point, and we're going to go to about 200 degrees. All that said, we get to a temperature of 200 degrees, then we have to let it rest. The most important part of this whole operation is letting the brisket rest.
And that lets it cook and the juices distribute?
It does, and let it relax, and it helps, and everything's breaking down. We want to break down the collagen in here.
We only got about a minute here.
Sure.
This is your rub?
Yeah, this is our rub, and it's really simple. So everything's equal. Granulated garlic. This is black pepper, espresso.
Espresso.
And salt. Yep. So that will help give us the.
So we're doing a coffee rub.
Yeah. So that will help give us the acid as well. So it's going to mix this together. And then if we're just going to nicely and evenly put this rub on.
So there's your rub. You put the rub on here. What kind of wood do you use?
We're using. Yeah.
We're going to use a combination of cherry and apple. We call it chapel. It's a little sweeter than the post oak that they use down in Texas, and the fruit woods give it a nice mahogany color to the meats. Yeah, fruit woods are just wonderful. So you take this, and this is going to go for 18 hours. And then how are you going to serve it? You know, I mean, are you doing it with a sauce? Or how does it come out eventually? So we do Texas style. We don't use sauce on anything. We do have a complimentary sauce at the kitchen for those Midwesterners who have to have a sauce. We do ask that you please try it before you sauce it. I don't understand why we want to cover everything up with sauce. The Texas style is just a very straight ahead kind of dry style. And if you want to dip a little in sauce, you can. Dry as being no sauce, but not dry as in my brisket.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's see what this looks like here. This is what the final look at that. Look at that. You call this the bark here. Isn't that gorgeous? That's wonderful.
So again, this is going to be the flat, and this is going to be the point. And it's very important when you're cutting this. It is two different muscles, as Greg said. So you have to make sure that you're cutting it against the grain.
Absolutely.
So just for demo for on
Well,
TV.
they're cutting me here. So you can start cutting that. And I'll just say Chicago Culinary Kitchen, Christina and Greg are out there 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday. That's it. And they're out in the Palatine area. Wonderful stuff. Anyway, we're going to watch us cut some brisket here. And for another look at the segment and a link to the restaurant, log on to our website, cbschicago.com. A little later on this morning, we'll have it up there. Suzanne.